Welcome back to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. Last time we got ourselves the rest of the way through. What was I working on? I can't remember anymore because I worked on so much other stuff in the meantime, trying to just get some stuff set up, stuff rewired, like these menial tasks. I believe it was the tritium stuff. I know I can check something really quick. Pretty much sure. Yeah, it was. Okay. So we got the tritium coils up to date with the coolant as well, so that we could finish our Nequadria processing out of the Nequada chains. And that sets that up to be done. Now the last thing we want to work on to help finish out the tier was to get some active transformers put down, as these are going to help tidy up some stuff and make it to where I use a lot less metals and more laser pipes. So basically, the thing that I was hoping to do, and the thing I actually forgot about, let's go ahead and grab one more. I need one more of these laser source hatches. Laser source hatch, right? Source hatch. There we go. Okay, so what I want to be able to do is we need to combine this all into a couple different locations. So this is going to be doing 4, 8, I believe this is 12. So we could do a 16 output on these machines and be able to have those power everything that they need to. I don't know why I got these cables here. Probably for some reason. No idea, though. Yeah, so 1, 2, that's only powering that 4 there. So we could put a by 16 on that, which is what I'm probably going to be using from this one? That one. No, that's LUV. That's a by 16. So that one can be taken off of there and slapped on to go that way. Seems like the appropriate match. Let's make sure we get ourselves the laser thing. And I'll order probably a few more of these IV ones just so I could have a few coming in. And then here's the only problem is if I disconnect that, that disconnects the entire thing. So let's get a... Yeah, I guess we'll be right back in a jiffy. That jiffy was real quick, not only because we got that, but just realized there was another thing that we had to do and get ready to start up as soon as we get some of our transformers figured out. Because if we're going to be fixing our power situation, we might as well start by also getting some new capacitors to put into that capacitor bank. We won't toss out the other ones, that's for sure, as we can use that for another one altogether. That will do the capacitors. And then we need the Lapatronic ones, which is going to go into a canner. And those go into an assembler. It's got to be IV, so that'll be in one of the ones in the clean room. Does the canner have to be in a clean room? No. Okay, so we're good on that. Now we just need to get... Oh, we're going to need one of those up first. I don't think I have that, so let's get a data stick. And a energy orb going. But there is our dynamo hatch. I think we will go ahead and get the next active transformer done in just a moment. Because we're going to want that running so we can do this part here. So I can start putting it together where the cables are going to go, because I am going to go ahead and put it through right here. Actually, no, it's going to be right here. So let's build it over the top of these cables, and we can go ahead and pull it on out once we're done. So we'll do one there. So that's the starting piece. We need power, inputs, and outputs. And mainly just the laser, which the laser is going to come right there. So we want ourselves one of those by 16 outputs to be over here. You want, so this is, I think this one also needs to be a by 16. So we got a 16 here. And we can do a 4 for this one. So we'll take it off of there. Let's get our substation stuff out as well. Substation. Okay, because that's going to have to go through there. Okay. Seems like we're getting pretty close. That might have to take its time. I'm not exactly sure what we're waiting on for that one. Processors? What are we waiting on? Levitron crystal. Yeah, not entirely sure. Let's look that up. So for the single battery, I think there's no way it fits in one of these. Oh, it's actually not too far away. So I'm going to go ahead and pause, wait for that to show up, and then we will get the rest of that thing hooked up, because we're going to have to start dismantling our power supplies. Alright, so I put away all of the patterns, we got our orb, and now we just got to finish setting up the transformer so that we can actually get it to work here. So we're going to have to dismantle this all the way down to its base. So we're going to lose power to absolutely everything off of this one at the moment. Might as well take that all the way down. We are going to then go ahead and swap in our laser source hatch, so we don't have to mess with this for a little bit. Our target hatch will go right there. So let's go ahead and clear out the base underneath our transformer here. And we'll be able to use this spot to merge up some of these things. So this and this can go together to make that 18. Ooh. I know how much is in there that we need. So let's go ahead and put our 16 dynamo right there. And then this needs to be upgraded by, these are the 24s. So we can go ahead and upgrade the 24. So by doing that and flipping that one in right there. Actually, probably just clip it all the way up there. Let's save just a bit more here. Let's have it come down to there, and that's where it will split off. And that will work. I don't really know if that actually saves much of anymore, but that is that. Now, here is the interesting part. So the way that we're going to do this, I do actually want to snip that off, because we're going to put another laser source hatch right there. And we're going to put our target hatch right here. Now we need our superconducting coil right there, and then we need to put some of these high power casing blocks down in some different areas. We do want to put our other output right here, so let's get our other output right there, and then we just got to bring them all together. So let's disconnect that one, disconnect this one, and then we can bring them all together right here. Yes, we do need to disconnect that right there. We don't need the by 4 there, we just need the by 4 right here. Again, we don't need it there. Why am I can go there. That's only accepting 4, so we could do the by 2 here. And then we can just do the by 4 right in the spot. And that will wire those up. Now we just need to fill out our... Oh, that's right. I did want to put this in. So let's go ahead and take one of those energy switches right out. Right there. Put it right back up to where it was and pop on. Where'd it go? Right there. Pop that on in. I think, honestly, if we do it right here, and then we just wrench both of those, put it right there, and right there, and then we pipe it in just like that. That would be best. Gets rid of this whole entire cable, and now we just have to finish the multi-block. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And the best part is we can keep adding to it. So there is the active transformer itself. Now, if we wire it up on into the normal laser, and is it actually, it's a wire. Okay, that's interesting. Laser pipe works with the wire snippers. So there is those two, and then the last... Wait a minute. I don't need that many. Why did I think I needed that many? I guess we can take out that block, replace it, and apply it somewhere else over here too. Because I was thinking... Oh! Good to know. Good to know. Do not remove outputs. Oh boy. Yeah, I was not prepared for something like that, but that's got it. If I I totally deserve that. Yeah, if I decide to unhook something, make sure I turn it off first. Let's do that actually right now, so that I can hook this up in a different way. I think we'll actually remove that, place it there. I'm glad I found that out now instead of off recording, because that's actually pretty funny to watch have happen. So, you guys can laugh at me there. Whew. Well, it looks like we're gonna need to get another one up. The only thing as well is I know for a fact we don't have enough energy output out of that to carry through to the rest of the stuff from here. So let's go ahead, actually, power that down, put our last by 16 dynamo on right there for now. So we can go ahead and hook that up, because we are going to need another one of those transformers there. That's what I get for messing with stuff I shouldn't be, right? Ooh, just gotta take a deep breath now. That was... I just jumped out of my seat there. Oh boy. Okay. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause while I get one of those hatches made up, and then we'll be back. Alright, after some extensive crafting of some other things too, I got myself a 64 amp substation dynamo hatch to be able to slot on in here too. Still, we can actually replace it probably something like right around here, maybe? What do we got? We got a 4 there. I'm probably going to have to build more after this, but wanted to display that we can actually use it for more than just the amperages that we've got, which is why I was actually pretty excited about switching over to this. Because if I switch it out, like right here, I think that's where we're going to split it off. It's right in here. 1, 2, and 3. we are able to go ahead and slot this on in, and I'm going to make sure that this also can receive the additional thing. So we'll be right back. Alright, we ran into a slight problem. I had to go steal another one of these dynamo hatches from over here, as I didn't have enough of the high power casings. But that will switch that on. Make sure it's not active at all at the moment. We're going to have to get a couple more things. This is hooked up to send power over my blast furnaces. We just have to bring over the cable. And if we just do it the right way, that'd be easy. And... or... it just looks like a pipe, man. Like... okay, and now if we go ahead and turn that on... here we go. And it is supplying input to the rest. Now, we are going to actually switch these out for 4s at the bottom there, as hard to get 24, and I don't really want to change the wiring too much. I mean, I could, actually. How much more? It gives us to 48. That is actually exactly what that is. So, what if we do that? We're going to have to go quite a bit down the line just so that we don't have some issue with it all of a sudden sabotaging us. But as I come back, it should be hooked up with the by 48. Alright, for the moment of truth, we'll go ahead and wire that up, and hopefully we can actually power all of our machines that we want to now. And we're going to actually have to upgrade these at some point for sure, as they're not going to cut it after this. But I just kind of wanted to show off that, like, you can do the daisy chain thing, so it's going to go through. We've got this output, which this eventually will have to get replaced probably somewhere right along here to allow for us to do another split and be able to go further out that way and actually manage power out to all of our places. These all up here are straight up there for a placeholder at the moment, as having that problem was not expected. I do think I should go ahead and hook this thing up over here on this end, just by wrapping around real quick. And then if we slip on into there, that should be good. And, oh, gotta also hook up to this thing. What am I'm forgetting, because this is a sulfur thing that I think it does it upon request, but I could be wrong. Let's look it up really quick. How much sulfuric acid? That's not going to help me. I got to be in my terminal. How much sulfuric acid do we have? We have plenty. I don't need that working right now. But what I can start, let's look at our capacitor. And I will go ahead and start a few of these back. Oh, we're out of tooling. Entirely? I honestly don't know where the rest of it's going. What else did it say we were out of? We were out of iridium. I guess I'm going to have to go mining. So I'm not able to entirely fix our power situation that I wanted to do. But the other thing is that I wouldn't be just replacing this. We'll be making another one. Probably off over in a distance further down the daisy chain line, so that we have power specifically supplied to areas that we want to make sure they're always working. And then we can actually kind of like section off areas to have their power outputs. But with this active transformer, it's going to make the wire mess, as well as the abuse of extra wires to get everywhere, not needed anymore. We'll actually be able to hook up things in a much cheaper manner, and a much more efficient manner, as you can see with the simple thing of, like, this is only ever going to be one pipe. Only ever one pipe. So I can always walk back and through here pretty easily. And we can try to keep some of our aisles a little bit cleaner, so that we can actually get down in our wiring area. But yeah, I do want to thank you guys all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video and stay till the end. I will see you guys next time. Bye!